Every company needs people to function. We all know this. We also know that there are three key challenges. One is how do we have a large pool of passive candidates? Second is how do we engage with these passive candidates on an extended period of time? And third is how do we bring down the cost to hire or the time to hire, either one of them. Now that is what this video is going to be all about. How people or how companies across the world are using artificial intelligence to solve these three key challenges and what has been their experience. Hang on. You may have already seen this particular video, Volvo's recruitment car. It was demonstrated in the Brussels Motor Show in 2018. Now, how many ever times I see it, it's never boring. So let me show it to you once again. Just hang on for a couple of minutes.
The Brussels Motor Show, the biggest car event in Belgium, where all car brands show off their newest technologies. But it was Volvo who hijacked all the attention with the first car that could recruit its own technicians. Volvo presents the recruiting car.
Ik ben de HR90. Ik ben op zoek naar onderhoudstechnici voor de Volvo-fabriek in Gent.
200 job openings were announced on social media, inviting everyone to come and check out the first car that recruits its own engineers. To conduct the interviews, we tapped into the car's technology.
Welcome, Oliver. Glad to see you put on your blue shirt for the interview. Can you show me where my electric compressor is?
Sure. Here.
Please allow me to play some piano music to make you feel more comfortable. Tell me, why should I hire you?
I've been passionate about coding.
By applying AI, we could actually test social and technical skills
Yes, indeed.
and make unbiased evaluations of all applicants. These were sent to Volvo's HR managers for further interviews. Changing the conversation from cars to jobs got us national media attention.
Et l'entretien d'embauche sera d'abord mené par un véhicule et par son intelligence artificielle.
70% of all news coverage about the Brussels Motor Show was dedicated to Volvo. More than 1 in 2 Belgians was reached through PR coverage alone, leading to 300% more price requests. And the 200 vacancies, well, they were all filled.
It was so mesmerizing, right? I mean, the way the car actually talks to the candidate, how it recognizes the blue shirt and how it plays the violin music to make violin or piano, maybe violin or piano, whatever. But whatever it played, it made the candidate, feel a little more comfortable. It was so just beautiful. Volvo used AI to do the pre-screening and to do the evaluation. Some of the news reports that I read said that this car interviewed about 2,000 people over the 10-day Brussels Motor Show. I mean, 2,000 people is a big number. And what did the AI engine actually evaluate the candidate is based on these three facts. One, the basic technical knowledge of the candidate. Second is the basic communication skills, how they interact, how they have interpersonal skills and all of that. And the third is their body language and facial expressions. Based on this, the AI started ranking these 2,000 candidates, right? It ranked off the fitment to the job profile. And based on that fitment, Volvo said that about 500 candidates were further selected for undergoing the normal human interaction rounds, which are interviews and negotiations and further discussions. And then all of the 200 positions were filled. Now imagine the kind of efficiency that Volvo was able to have. All of this happened within 10 days, right from the start to the end. No pre-screening, no additional resources, no extra manpower, no nothing. It was all that beautifully managed by this AI engine. Now, this is a fantastic example of how large companies have leveraged AI to help in recruitment. Next is Unilever. This company recruits about 30,000 people every year and receives about 1.8 million applications worldwide. They use AI to undertake pre-screening as well as to source the candidates, and based on these 1.8 million resumes that they receive, the AI does all the pre-screening work and undertakes job fitment and location fitment and all of that. What they claim is they have had extraordinary levels of cost efficiencies along with lower time to hire. Started off as a simple experiment for Unilever is now a mainstream activity, not only for Unilever but also for companies such as Amazon, Randstad, Goldman Sachs and all of the big ones. In fact, one of the studies show that about 65% of Fortune 1000 companies use artificial intelligence in some part of the recruitment process, in some way. All of these 65% of Fortune 1000 companies use AI for having better productivity in the recruitment teams. Before we go on to the next, hit that like button if you like this video and hit that subscribe button if you love this. Now, what are my thoughts on AI in recruitment? Are they really going to replace humans or not, is what I'm going to talk in the next 1 or 2 minutes. So, look at recruitment as a process. It involves 4 steps. One is sourcing, the second is screening, the third is evaluation, and fourth is selection, which leads to an offer. Now, my comments are that artificial intelligence is best when used for sourcing as well as for screening. In sourcing, it can be used for maintaining a passive candidate pool at scale, which is very, very, very difficult for humans to do. Natural language processing is also something that can be used to read resumes and to find relevant candidate profiles. In screening, irrespective of the positions, AI can undertake basic criteria match of the candidate and job description. For example, language, communication, aptitude, etc. All of these are objective steps which are done best for AI. I believe the rest of the evaluation and selection should still happen by humans. Why? Because it's very simple. As humans, we can connect on an emotional level. We can connect deeper than any technology out there. We can find the cultural fitment of the candidate. We can find the candidate's why. We can find out if they really would be a great fit for the organization or not. And that's why for evaluation and for selection, final evaluation and selection, it is best, in my opinion, if humans undertake the deed. Also, AI is not perfect.
Amazon software engineers recently uncovered a big problem. Their new online recruiting tool did not like women.
It was made to believe that men are preferred over women. So AI it has its fair share of challenges too. Some of the experts also warn that relying too much on AI may actually be counterproductive. For example, what about those people who have or who are introverts? What about those who have autism? Or what about those people who don't have English as their first language or who can't speak English very, very fluently, which is one of the prerequisites for using AI in recruitment. So at these of the cases, right, it becomes a little complex. But of course, a lot of companies, a lot of experts and a lot of research is still going behind in the background. And over a period of time, I'm sure this will also be better. Friends, also don't think that all these technologies are only for the Volvos and Unilevers of the world. Absolutely not. Even there are use cases where even if we have a handful of employees, tools like conversational chatbots, conversational AI assistants have been really made very popular with with small companies as well. So don't negate the technology saying that this is only for large organizations. Not at all. We all can benefit from these kind of technologies. And if you have any questions regarding how this can bring in betterment or how this can be implemented in your organization, of course, please feel free to reach me out here. This is my LinkedIn profile, and happy to answer any of your questions. If you have any other comments or you like this video, you have some ideas for me to do other videos, use the comments below, and will be super duper happy to receive your comments and respond appropriately. I have included all my research material in my blog post, the link of which is there in the description of the video below, so you can refer to it whenever you want. Friends, always delighted for you to be our audience. Thank you so much for the love and affection that you have shown us. With this, let me conclude. My name is Akash, your host of Relativity Knowledge Series, signing off. Tata, bye-bye, and see you in the next one.